Is April an appropriate month to talk about new releases for 2026? Probably not, but here we are. I'm gonna blame the pregnancy fog on not doing this video sooner, but I would love to talk to you guys about the 20 most anticipated releases of 2026. Obviously, some of them have come out already, but I would still like to talk to you about them. And I haven't really mentioned it before, but I am an Amazon affiliate, and in every video I do, the books that I talk about or mention or whatever, I have links down below. And if you so choose to purchase one of these books, I would love and appreciate if you could do it through one of my links. It really helps the channel. Yeah, another housekeeping thing. I have these separated into two sections. One is auto read authors, which is like authors that I read before that I will just go for any book they write. And the other one is new discoveries. And so slight spoiler warning for the auto read authors. Some of them are part of series, and I'm not giving the information for the first book in the series. I'm giving information for this book in the series. I'm going to try and keep it as spoiler free as possible, but there are going to be timestamps down below. So if I do mention something that you do not want to hear about, please feel free to skip ahead. You will not hurt my feelings. So let's jump right into it. That's the only separation here. The genres are all mixed. Release dates are all mixed, but I will put the book cover and any release information that is necessary right here. And let's dive right into it before I start talking. Okay, so the first book that I'm super excited about that I have on my list this year is The Ending Writes Itself by Evelyn Clarke. It came out on April 7th, so that one actually just was released. 6 struggling authors who get invited to a mysterious island for a very big novelist, and they find out when they get there that he's dead, and they are there to finish his last work. But they only have 72 hours. It's a mystery, thriller, crime, adult contemporary. I saw some stuff that said like comparable to Agatha Christie, so super psyched for that one. Next, I am super excited for Victorious by VE Schwab, and this one is the final installment in her Villains series. Oh, what is that? I believe it's the 3rd and final installment in the Villain series. That comes out in October 6th. The blurb that I have for this one, the conclusion to the Villain series. 2 best friends turned mortal enemies, and only one is left standing. But a group of allies and arch rivals come head to head with some unknown enemy pulling the strings and creating the chessboard. Obviously, if you haven't seen my VE Schwab video, I will read anything by her, so that's why she's on my auto-buy list. Next on this list, we have no information for it, but I'm still very excited. There's not even a title, but it's supposed to come out at the end of October, and that would be the A Court of Thorns and Roses #6 series. She did a podcast with Call Her Daddy, and I do know that the 6th and the 7th are basically one long-form book split into 2 release dates. So I am planning on rereading ACOTAR at some point before October so that I can jump into the 6th and the 7th in, I think, January is when the 7th one comes out. But so that would be another like top, I'm ready to read this, I know the author type of book. The next one I have on my list is The Unknown by Riley Sager, who is another author that I will just read anything he writes. All his books are different, but every single one of them has surprised me and shocked me and gotten me just like on the edge of my seat reading it. So The Unknown comes out August 4th. 100 years ago, 5 women disappeared off an island, leaving only 5 dresses hanging from a tree. But thanks to a diary that was found by one of the women, most people think a seance gone wrong caused the disappearances. It brought back some supernatural entity and caused their disappearances. Now, there's a struggling actress who gets cast in a role about the island. And as part of a research project for her role, her and a group of people get sent to the island and immediately feel like something is off. After they realize something is off, one by one, the disappearances start again. The next one I have is another series ender. I think it's supposed to end the series, but that one is going to be Deadbeat by Leigh Bardugo, and that comes out September 15th, and this one is the 3rd book in her 9th House Alex Stern trilogy. Slight spoilers here, but so Alex Stern has made it to hell. She's come back. but the door is open, and demons have started to roam the streets and the Yale campus. Before the gates to the underworld truly open and there is a full-out war, they need to unearth secrets from the societies and the secrets of Alex's own blood to fight the demons and the realm of hell. I'm so excited. This series is a dark academia, fantasy, urban fantasy. There's a little bit of a mystery element to it, and I super, super recommend starting it. But that one is one that I'm super excited about. That one comes out September 15th. It'll be my little birthday present. Little late birthday present, but still. Next on my list, I am excited for Two Can Play by Ali Hazelwood, and I don't typically read video game romances or video game books in general, but I will read anything Ali Hazelwood writes. She writes some of my favorite romance books. So, Two Can Play is a enemies to lovers forced proximity romance where a girl is given her dream job of creating a video game based off of her favorite book series. But the catch is that she has to work with her arch nemesis. And the second catch is that they are being sent on a team building exercise to a wintry retreat cabin. I mean, forced proximity, enemies to lovers, we're stuck in this place together. Who doesn't love that? The next one that I'm excited for is We Burned So Bright by TJ Klune. And TJ Klune is another, obviously these are all authors that I have read before and just love their books. So TJ Klune writes a lot of really introspective and very deep stories. And this book comes out actually April 28th, like it comes out very soon. I don't read sci-fi and I don't read end of the world books, but if TJ Klune writes it, I will read it because it's got to have some moments of importance. So anyway, it's about a older couple who, as a traveling black hole makes its way toward Earth, decide to take a week-long road trip. And on their road trip, they find people who are refusing to believe it's the end of the world. They find people who are ending it early. They find people who are living life to the fullest while they can. And along with meeting all those people, they are reminiscing on their 40 years together. And this is a queer romance, science fiction, dystopia type of novel, and it's going to be amazing. Next, I have North Country by K.A. Tucker, and this one comes out June 16. K.A. Tucker wrote the Simple Wild series, which I really, really enjoyed. And so this is another Canada romance from her, and this one is a second chance forbidden romance between a woman whose life is totally in control. She is a single mom, she is the head of the police department, and she is dealing with co-parenting with her ex-husband, who is the mayor. And it's between her and a man who she had some kind of thing with when they were younger. And he is returning to town after multiple years in jail. As girls in town start to a girl in town disappears again, old wounds are reopened, and she kind of has to choose between the structure and the control that she has built and the love with this guy that she has never let go of. And I'm not always a second chance romance fan, but I will give this one a chance because K.A. Tucker has beautiful prose. She really, really develops her characters very well. Next, I have the third book again in the Castle Knoll Files series, and that one is How to Cheat Your Own Death, Kristin Perrin, and that one also comes out on April 28th, same as the TJ Klune book. And so this one is kind of a dual timeline story where a mystery in the present day mirrors a mystery from the past, and Annie's mother's life is on the line, and so she has to solve these mysteries using the Castle Knoll files and all of that to save her mom's life and hopefully before anything bad happens. The last one on my auto read list is actually one that I'm currently listening to, and that one is Rites of the Starling by Devney Perry. It came out on April 7th, and this is the second book in the Shield of Sparrows series. And so far, I'm personally really enjoying it. The world has expanded quite a bit, which is exciting. But anyway, separated from her love, Odessa goes on a journey of self-discovery and hardship and fear, homesickness, and finds strength through caring for this little girl that she's traveling with. Through her trials, she learns not to fear the monster within, but to accept it. So that is everything for this auto buy authors section. And the next one that we're going to jump into is new discoveries. So books that I have gone through a few lists for to kind of find a handful of things that I personally feel like sound really enjoyable. A lot of romantasy coming out, but otherwise I tried to keep it pretty balanced. And the first book in this one is called, sorry, I have something in my eye because the wind just blew, The Astral Library. It's by Quinn, and it came out in February 17th. And so The Astral Library is about a girl who works really hard and makes a meager living and escapes in the Boston Public Library through the pages. And one day she stumbles through a door and finds the Astral Library and the librarian. And that's a place where people who are like her, who are kind of lost in the world, can go through the pages literally into a new story. And as she's figuring this out, a shadowy enemy kind of emerges, and her and the librarian end up running through different books, uncertain whether this enemy is chasing her, the librarian, or just trying to get rid of the Astral Library. The next one on my list for new discoveries would be The Book Witch by Megan Shaffer, which came out on April 7th. This one is a cozy mystery, and so we've got Rainey, who's a witch, and her coven are charged with keeping characters in books and keeping real people in real life, and some other responsibilities related to their talents as book witches. And they live by certain rules. You don't eat in a book, you don't drink in a book, you don't sleep in a book, and you certainly don't fall in love with a character. But Rainey has broken one of those rules, and so she's forbidden to see a character. When her grandfather goes missing, she turns to the only person that she can trust with it, and that would be this character that she is forbidden to see. Their quest takes them through the pages of classic stories and unearths hidden enemies and family secrets, and it sounds just like a very cozy, witchy mystery, so I'm very excited to kind of keep my eye out on that one. After that one, I have Death Card by Jasmine Smith, and this one comes out in August. One morning, while working her family's tarot shop, Kayla flips over the death card in a reading for a customer and has a vision of this customer stabbing her through the heart. And so she's determined to get close to this customer and figure out why she wants to stab her in the heart. And at the same time, she's dealing with witches' magic just getting siphoned out and like disappearing. And as the next witch queen, it's her job to figure that out as well. So she's kind of handling two different things at once. Sounds like a really good YA fantasy. The next one on my list for new discoveries is Dreamland by Olivie Blake, who wrote the Atlas Paradox, the Atlas 6 series, which the Atlas Paradox is one of. But so Dreamland comes out on August 11th. To me, it feels kind of dystopian, but I know that it's not technically. But so our main character is working really hard in her family's shop, and she is kind of tired of it, and she wants to work towards an acting career, which her family just kind of looks down on. And so when she gets the opportunity to work for one of the industry's biggest families, she jumps at it. And while she's in their villa, she meets their son and realizes that there's generations of bloodstained history there. And there's a family curse, an occult family curse on them. And despite all of this, she overlooks it and comes face to face with kind of her own devil and discovers how far she's willing to go to get the dream that she wants. After that one, I have A Fate Worse Than Drowning by Sarah L. Hawthorne, and that one comes out in July. So maybe my postpartum listen. A year ago, Elle made a deal with the devil to save her sister, and it caused the deal caused them to be living in a lighthouse on some desolate strip of land, purposefully bringing unwitting ships to their demise, to the devil, basically. And now the devil is back and he wants more. And a strange woman has washed ashore, and her sister and this woman have gotten really close. Elle has to decide between killing this woman and breaking her sister's heart, or giving her soul to the devil and sacrificing herself. Another like queer fantasy horror story that just sounds very original. Keep on moving, Chelsea. A Curse of Beasts and Magic. And this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but Beauty is the beast, and he's the warden who keeps the magical creatures in check. So Rainstone knows that she's got this beast in her after an attack, and she controls it by letting it feed off of the pain and the chaos and the fear that she sees every day in the ER. And one day she uses the beast magic to save an elderly man who seemingly has some kind of an accident. But in doing so, she steps herself into this world and allies herself against the warden and with his grandfather. The story is about their journey, I think, of trying to get her on his side because her beast has magic that could very well change the tide of the fight that he's fighting. So the next one I have is Cleopatra, and that one came out in February, but that one is by Saara El-Afifi. I hope I don't ruin her name. But this one is Cleopatra's own story by her own lips, not of her death, but of her life. And I love a mythological, historical retelling. And so I'm hoping that this one lives up to some of the other ones that I read. Like Circe was amazing. And so I'm really, really excited to read about this Cleopatra one. The next one that I found that I was excited for was The Lies That Summon the Night by Tessonja Odette. And that one also came out at the beginning of February. This one is a first book in a new romantasy series where art that's created gives life to bloodthirsty shadows, and so it's outlawed. The creative works have been forbidden, and the artists who create them have been fed to human blood-drinking immortal creatures in exchange for their protection. Inanna is a storyteller. She tells stories even though she's not supposed to, and one night her show is seen by Dominic, who is a half-breed of this immortal line. And he blackmails her. Their alliance leads them into danger, unravels secrets, and their desire grows, and something more than lust comes into play that threatens the entire world. The next one I have is A Vow in Vengeance, and this one is by Jaclyn Rodriguez, and that one came out in January. Another romantasy where Rune, who is determined to find her family, orchestrates her own selection to this magical school, hardcore magical school. And there she realizes that she has a very rare, very powerful magic. She is forced to go live with Prince Draven, who is the only other person who has this magic, so she can learn from him. And he agrees to teach her in exchange for this like dangerous game that he starts to play. She uncovers secrets about the realm that a lot of people would kill to protect. That one is more like a dark academia romance fantasy. Sounds like a lot of fun. The last one, we're here, we made it. It's under the new discoveries because this is a debut author. However, I have watched her on Instagram for years, so she's also kind of a must-buy for me. But that is Birth Vibes by Jen Hamilton. This is a nonfiction, but it's the ultimate companion for labor and delivery. And Jen, who is a labor and delivery nurse, shares stories that she's experienced. She guides readers through the labor and delivery experience, busts myths about it, and kind of walks you through what really happens in a delivery room. And she gives tools to advocate for what you want. Again, like I said, I've been watching her for years. This is a must-buy author for me, but it's also a new discovery because this is her first book ever. Everyone here probably knows I'm due in July, so this is like, I'm very, very, very excited about it. That is every book, well, all 20 books that I am super excited for coming out or have come out this year. Links are down below if you're interested in any of these, as well as a link for Audible if you haven't given that a shot. And I have found my Instagram account, so give me a follow over there for more like day-to-day updates and stuff like that. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one.